Diddy's longtime friend, Ashton Kutcher, is expecting to be subpoenaed over the Diddy Probe as feds continue to expand their search.
Okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, can't tell that one either.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims.
Okay, so this Diddy probe keeps expanding and surprising names have come up in the discussion. It looks like the feds are doing a deep dive on Diddy's close relationships and are allegedly planning to investigate them one by one. One of them is Ashton Kutcher. We have witnessed it firsthand that Kutcher and Diddy have been pretty tight, but he has not been seen much after the feds started probing into Diddy territory. The word has it that Ashton might be next in line of people talking with the feds. Let's jump right into this tea because it's driving people insane. 1. Ashton and Diddy's relationship. It's a known fact that Ashton Kutcher and Diddy had a close relationship with each other. Well, their friendship has been put to the test after the feds decided to ransack 3 of Diddy's residences. But the thing that has surprised people the most is that Kutcher has been going around avoiding Diddy altogether after the incident. You might have noticed that Ashton has been MIA ever since Diddy has come under scrutiny. Fans speculate that Ashton might not want to associate with Diddy anymore. Daily Mail insiders claim that Ashton's wife, Mila Kunis, is the one who has forbidden him from contacting Diddy. It is rather suspicious that although the personalities have known each other for a very long time, they both cannot agree on the day they first met, at least in front of the camera. You see, their camaraderie was publicly celebrated on The Late Late Show with James Corden in 2018, where they reminisced about their initial encounter, which humorously involved a potential prank call from Kutcher's show Punk'd to Diddy. It was basically a show where Ashton would prank call other unsuspecting celebrities. Diddy claimed that he was making the band on MTV when Ashton was planning to prank him.
I was doing Making the Band on MTV. He was doing Punk'd.
Yeah.
And I gave him a call one day and I said, I heard that you are going to punk me and I just don't think that's a good idea. I
don't think that that's the way you said it. I'm pretty sure.
However, during his appearance on Hot Ones, Ashton alleged that he had pranked Diddy, and during that call, they started to bond. He said, then he continued saying,
We were spending a lot of time together. By the way, if you're a single man, like there's probably no greater human being in the world. This is 20 years ago.
However, fans did a deep dive into Diddy's history and unveiled that Ashton was allegedly invited to Diddy's 4th of July party in 1998. So it is safe to say that Diddy and Kutcher have been trying to hide their past relations from prying eyes. In addition to that, conspiracy theorists believe that back in 2003, when Kutcher allegedly made that prank call to Diddy, it was a pre-planned scheme, as one fan commented. In 2003, around the same time Burkle was deepening his ties to the Clintons and building a financial philanthropic network for the Dems with them, he made a massive investment into P. Diddy's Sean John clothing line. Simultaneously, Diddy links up with Ashton Kutcher through Punk'd. Ashton claimed that they became fast friends after their conversation, so much so that the duo used to just hang out and watch football together whenever they had free time. Not to mention, Ashton even had a hand in his bestie running the New York City Marathon. Mila's husband revealed that Diddy came over to his house one day in 2003 to go for a run. However, halfway through, the rapper felt extremely tired. But there were paparazzi all around, so he didn't want to stop and embarrass himself, so he asked Ashton to save his grace. He's like, you gotta slow down and make it look like you're not slowing down because I don't want to look like I'm not going to be able to finish this thing. He was losing it, Ashton said. We finish out the run, and he was so upset over the fact that he got skunked on this run. He just can't lose. Even when he's that close to humility, it becomes a driver, so then he went out and ran the New York Marathon. Maybe that's where Diddy's fear of failure came from. We're sure you've also heard whispers of Diddy destroying the careers of artists more talented than him. Although nothing has been proven, there's no smoke without fire, right? Anyway, with so much history between them, it was expected that Kutcher would rally in favor of Diddy, but he hasn't said a word. The thing is, Kutcher is known in the industry for making friends with powerful people, and this is not the first time any of his friends have been entangled in such a mess. Another one of Kutcher's inner circle, Danny Masterson, was charged in June 2020 with 3 counts of R from alleged incidents that took place between 2001 and 2003. His 2022 court case ended in a mistrial, and the judge opted to retry the case. Masterson faced a second trial last year, which ended in him being convicted of 2 counts of R. He was ultimately sentenced to 30 years in prison. However, it would not have reflected badly on Kutcher if he and Kunis didn't write character letters for Danny, even after he was convicted. In Kutcher's letter, he referred to Masterson as a role model. For those who don't know, since Masterson was facing 30 years to life, which is the maximum sentence allowed by law, his defense was asking for 15 years to life, so those who wrote letters to the judge were likely aware he was proven guilty as charged. He wrote, "While I'm aware that the judgment has been cast as guilty on 2 counts of R by force and the victims have a great desire for justice, I hope that my testament to his character is taken into consideration in sentencing. I do not believe he is an ongoing harm to society, and having his daughter raised without a present father would be a tertiary injustice in and of itself." Another thing that rubbed people the wrong way was that Ashton Kutcher was a part of a non-profit organization that was supposed to protect children from S-harm of any kind. However, he has been having multiple friendships with people who have a trail of SA allegations against their name. However, when Kutcher's letter became public, Kutcher couldn't face the backlash as fans were starting to question the credibility of their organization. In the end, Ashton and Kunis decided to issue an apology video defending their stance, saying,
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims.
But this pseudo-apology added fuel to fire, and Ashton ended up stepping down from the board of the anti-SA organization he co-founded in 2009 with ex-wife Demi Moore. He said, "Victims of SA have been historically silenced, and the character statement I submitted is yet another painful instance of questioning victims who are brave enough to share their experiences. After my wife and I spent several days of listening, personal reflection, learning, and conversations with survivors and the employees and the leadership at Thorn, I have determined the responsible thing for me to do is resign as chairman of the board, effectively immediately. I cannot allow my error in judgment to distract from our efforts and the children we serve." Fans speculate that if Kutcher had acknowledged his mistake, things would not have ended that way. You might not know, but Ashton was a regular at Diddy parties, and we all know what goes on at these parties. An industry insider, Jaguar Wright, spilled the beans on the Diddy party scenes, saying,
Diddy party, there could only be 2 reasons. Money or That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
Ashton also admitted that he had many stories from the parties, but none of them could be shared on air.
Diddy and Ashton at one point co-hosted the White Party in Beverly Hills on the 4th of July. It was an annual event that has been attended by many celebrities for many years. And it just kind of established their friendship in Hollywood, and everyone knew them as a duo.
Not only that, he even indirectly claimed that he used to stay in Diddy's Miami house whenever he visited. During an interview, he revealed that he used to babysit the A-list music mogul's pooch while the Bad Boy Records CEO was partying in Hollywood. Fans find it rather interesting that Diddy might have tapes of Ashton as well that were in Diddy's house. While Ashton has been quiet, Boozy, one of Diddy's peers, has expressed his dissatisfaction that the friends of Diddy, who always attended his parties, are nowhere to be seen now that he is in a pinch. Apparently, he can't understand how all these people would be partying with Diddy, yet no one has shown him that same love while he is going through a difficult time. I don't hear none of them guys that was at Diddy shit toasting with that champagne every year, having speeches with them. Nobody speak up for this man or nothing. All with those suits on with their cups up, ain't nobody said nothing. That's why you ain't gonna see too many guys around me. Who was around me before I went to jail? You don't see too many guys around me. After Boozy's call for Diddy cause, 50 did not pull any punches in answering as to why is anyone not trying to help Diddy. 50 claimed that as Diddy had malicious reasons to allegedly record all the key figures having fun times at Diddy's dime, they all are afraid that might be taken to the cleaners a well after associating with Diddy. Not only 50, Gene Deal, Diddy's ex-security, also has the same point of view. One way or another, it looks like Ashton or Mila won't be showing any sort of public support for Diddy anytime soon. A source told Mail Online, regardless of Ashton's long history with him, he has distanced himself from Diddy since Cassie's lawsuit, and even more so in the wake of the new ones. Mila will not let Ashton be in any sort of contact. He is expecting a subpoena as they have been good friends for 20 years. You might not know, but Ashton and Mila's relationship at the beginning was a little bit suspicious as well. You see, Ashton was 19 when he starred with 14-year-old Mila, and there was a scene where he had to French kiss her. Mila revealed that she was scared for her life when Ashton allegedly thrust his tongue in her mouth.
Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, oh, don't worry. So I was like, okay. Then Danny goes and goes, dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her. What would you stick your tongue in my mouth?
Fans have pointed out that Ashton allegedly pressured his ex-wife into spiraling. Didn't Ashton encourage his ex-wife Demi Moore to start back drinking? She had been clean for years, and he pressured her to start back, then she spiraled. That alone speaks volumes to his character. I'm just saying. Speaking of Ashton's ex-wife, she was the person who was successful in separating Ashton from Diddy's company. Diddy himself revealed that his relationship was on a pause when Ashton was in a relationship with Demi Moore. He said, I remember one night he was with Demi, maybe for the first time, and a couple of weeks later, he called to tell me he was in love. That was the end of our clubbing, but we are still friends. Not that cliche of, let's make a movie, let's do a deal. He is a sounding board for me. Like me, he's a mogul, a new media mogul. But we are yin and yang. I am in your face, but he is understated, cool, suave. 2. Diddy raid and lawsuits behind it. Despite all the good times, Ashton decided to cut ties from Diddy after the lawsuits started popping up. Not only that, sources have alleged that Ashton might be next in line after Cassie to inform the feds about Diddy's dirty deeds in order to get away from this legal saga. Anyway, Diddy's legal troubles gained momentum as soon as Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, filed a lawsuit against him. Back in November, Cassie Ventura filed a complaint alleging that she was passed around, aid, and hurt by Combs on many occasions over 10 years. She claimed that Combs brought the singer into his ostentatious, fast-paced, and substance-fueled lifestyle not long after she met him, and signed her to his label in 2005 when she was just 19 and he was 37. Ventura revealed that the pattern of A began as soon as their relationship started, and when she was trying to end it in 2018, he forced himself into her Los Angeles home and aided her. Although the allegations were very severe, the lawsuit against Combs was settled a day after she filed it for an undisclosed amount of money. Ventura claimed that she had chosen to resolve this matter amicably, while Combs' attorney said that the settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing and didn't change his denial of the allegations. Basically, her accusations against Combs were brought through the New York Adult Survivors Act, ASA, which expired at midnight on the 23rd of November 2023. The act provided survivors a one-year window to pursue civil litigation regardless of when the A occurred, meaning incidents from decades were finally brought to light. Joy Dickerson-Neal also filed a lawsuit in New York Supreme Court in November against Diddy, Bad Boy Entertainment, and Combs Enterprises, LLC. Dickerson-Neal accused Diddy of giving her substances without her knowledge and sawing her in 1991 when she was a Syracuse University student who had appeared with Combs in a music video. She also alleged she was a victim of revenge porn as he filmed the A and showed it to others. Diddy's lawyer claimed that Neal's allegations were baseless. This last-minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. Mr. Combs never AED'd her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. Since November, 3 more women have come forward with lawsuits in the Southern District of New York, alleging that they were essayed by Combs. 2 of the women said they were teenagers at the time of the alleged attacks. When everyone thought things were going to settle down, a former male employee who had worked on Diddy's Love album came forward with a well-documented lawsuit. The producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, alleged that he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction, and that he was forced to engage in relations with the ex-workers Combs had hired. The producer had actually worked for Combs between September 2022 and November 2023, and during that time, he claimed that Combs SH'd dead and threatened him for more than a year. This lawsuit had a devastating effect on Diddy's reputation, as Jones claimed that he had video and audio evidence of Combs, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity. The lawsuit also identified Daphne Joy as one of the alleged ex-workers. On top of that, the 73-page complaint stated that Combs regularly hosted ST parties with younger women and illegal substances. Ryan Mendelsohn, who used to live in the area where Combs' Los Angeles property was searched, told sources that he would see parties at the home and women outside until 6 a.m., which was not usual. He said, "I drive by a lot and I see that. A lot of girls, maybe 5 or 6 girls outside, some leaving, some not, some going in. I never thought anything of it. But now, it's crazy." After all this mess, Diddy was named again as a co-defendant in a lawsuit leveled against Christian Combs. Grace O'Marquet, who worked as a crew member and a bartender on the boat, says that in late December 2022, Christian Combs pressured her to drink tequila that she believes was spiked with other substances. He touched her and attempted to force her to perform certain acts. The victim claimed that Combs, who chartered the yacht throughout the holidays in 2022, had full control of the staff and premises, and created circumstances where her attack was not only tolerated, but encouraged. Fortunately, microphones in the studio, where Jones was told to capture everything, recorded their exchange, and the lawsuit includes a transcript where O'Marquet demands that Christian Combs stop touching her. O'Marquet revealed that she had told the yacht's captain about the attack the following morning, but after Combs allegedly gave him a large amount of cash the same day, the captain failed to meaningfully investigate or take any action. Aaron Dyer, the attorney for Sean and Christian Combs, called the lawsuit meritless, saying, "We will be filing a motion to dismiss this outrageous claim." The onslaught of these allegations resulted in Diddy's mansions in Los Angeles being raided by Homeland Security. A representative for the law enforcement released a statement. Earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation, with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Lawyers for the rapper later responded with a statement. Lawyer for Diddy claimed that the raid was a gross overuse of military-level force, as search warrants were executed at his clients' residences. He claimed that there was no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. He asserted that the raid was an unprecedented ambush with an advanced, coordinated media presence which destroyed his client's reputation. He also established that since Diddy was not arrested as he had cooperated with the authorities, he was no criminal in the eyes of law. That's it for today. See you at the next one. Goodbye.